The old Victorian house I had inherited from my great-uncle had always held a sense of mystery. With its dark, towering presence and creaking wooden floors, it was the perfect setting for the eerie stories I'd heard about it as a child. I had always been intrigued by the rumors, but nothing could have prepared me for what I was about to experience. It was a cold, rainy night when I decided to explore the house's deepest, darkest secret, the basement. The door to the basement had been locked for as long as I could remember, and my curiosity had finally gotten the better of me. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of trepidation, I made my way down the narrow, twisting staircase. The air grew colder with each step, and the musty smell of old wood and dampness filled my nostrils. The beam of my flashlight danced along the stone walls, revealing decades of dust and cobwebs. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was descending into a forgotten world, a place that time had left behind. As I reached the bottom of the staircase, the basement stretched out before me, vast and impenetrable. My flashlight barely pierced the darkness, creating a small island of light amidst the sea of shadows. I could hear the rain falling outside, a distant reminder of the world I had left behind. As I reached the bottom of the staircase, the basement stretched out before me, vast and impenetrable. My flashlight barely pierced the darkness, creating a small island of light amidst the sea of shadows. I could hear the rain falling outside, a distant reminder of the world I had left behind. My heart pounded in my chest as I took my first tentative steps into the abyss. The air grew heavier, suffused with a sense of unease that clung to my skin like a second shadow. The basement was cluttered with old furniture covered in dusty sheets, creating eerie shapes that seemed to come to life in the dim light. I moved deeper into the basement, drawn by an inexplicable force. My footsteps echoed in the silence, and the sound seemed to bounce off the walls and return to me in distorted whispers. I had heard stories of strange occurrences in this house, and now I was starting to believe them. As I explored further, I stumbled upon an old wooden door, hidden behind a stack of forgotten crates. The door was unremarkable, except for the fact that it was slightly ajar. My curiosity got the better of me, and I pushed it open to reveal a small, hidden chamber. The room was small and cramped, with stone walls that seemed to absorb the light. In the center of the room stood an antique wooden chest, covered in dust and adorned with intricate carvings. It was as though the chest had been waiting for me, beckoning me closer. With trembling hands, I opened the chest, revealing a collection of old journals and yellowed letters. The writings were faded and difficult to read, but as I scanned the pages, a sense of dread washed over me. The journals spoke of strange rituals, of summoning dark forces from the depths of the earth. They spoke of a malevolent presence that had been sealed away in the basement, a presence that hungeried for release. I couldn't tear my eyes away from the words on the pages. It was as though the very air around me had grown thick with malevolence, and I could feel the eyes of something unseen watching me. Panic set in as I realized that I was not alone in that dark chamber. A whisper, soft and chilling, brushed against my ear. "You've awakened me," it hissed, sending shivers down my spine. I spun around, my flashlight casting frantic beams of light into the shadows, but there was nothing there. I stumbled back, my heart racing, and slammed the chest shut. I knew I had to leave that room, to get out of that basement, but it felt as though the darkness itself was closing in around me, suffocating me. I retraced my steps, trying to find my way back to the staircase, but the basement seemed to have shifted, its layout ever-changing. I was trapped in a labyrinth of darkness, and the whispers grew louder, more insistent. "Release me," they hissed, echoing in my mind like a maddening refrain. I had awakened something that should have remained dormant, and now it hungered for freedom. In a final, desperate bid to escape, I sprinted blindly through the basement, my flashlight flickering, as though it too was on the brink of extinguishing. As I rounded a corner, I saw a glimmer of light, the staircase. I rushed up the stairs, my heart pounding in my chest, and burst into the safety of the ground floor. The basement door slammed shut behind me, sealing away the darkness and the malevolent presence that had been unleashed. I never spoke of what I had experienced in that basement, but the memory haunted me for the rest of my days. I had opened a door to a world of darkness and had narrowly escaped its clutches. The old Victorian house held its secrets, and I had learned that some doors should never be opened, for the horrors they contain are beyond imagination.